How'd you find out?
You want the honest answer?
Yeah.
My agent told me. He told me I think yesterday. So yeah, that's how I found out.
What was your immediate reaction?
I was happy. I told my family, you know, and I was just happy. It's obviously been a long time coming, a lot of work that I put into it.
Yo, Giants Nation, buckle up. It's time to dive into the heart of Big Blue with some jaw-dropping news that's got the NFL world buzzing and our fan base reeling. We're talking about a free agency blunder so massive it's still sending shockwaves through East Rutherford. And no, it's not just about Saquon Barkley, though we'll get to him. There's another name that's haunting the Giants front office, and it's got fans like us screaming, "What were they thinking?" Ready to unpack the drama, the stats, and what it means for our New York Giants in 2025. Let's go. What's good, Giants faithful? It's your boy, hyped up and ready to break down the latest New York Giants news that's got us all shook. If you're as passionate about Big Blue as I am, you're probably still processing the sting of last year's free agency moves. Or should I say, missteps? The Giants let not one, but two superstars slip through their fingers, and while Saquon Barkley's departure to Philly grabbed all the headlines, there's another name that's proving to be an even bigger regret, Xavier McKinney. Yeah, you heard that right. The safety we let walk is now lighting up the NFL, and it's time we talk about how this colossal mistake is shaping our team's future. So grab your Giants gear, hit that like button, and let's dive into the chaos, because this one's gonna hit hard. First off, let's set the stage with some context. The New York Giants entered the 2024 offseason with big decisions to make. After a brutal 3-14 season, GM Joe Schoen was under pressure to rebuild a roster that had lost its spark. The fan base was restless, the team needed a shakeup, and free agency was the perfect chance to lock in key players. But instead of doubling down on homegrown talent, the Giants made a choice that's now being called one of the biggest blunders in recent memory. They let safety Xavier McKinney walk. And oh boy, did he make them pay for it. According to ESPN's latest rankings, based on a poll of NFL executives, coaches, and scouts, McKinney isn't just good. He's elite, landing at number 3 among all safeties in the league. That's right, Giants Nation, our former defensive star is now a cornerstone for the Green Bay Packers, and the stats back it up. Let's break it down. McKinney, who spent 4 years with the Giants from 2020 to 2023, was a playmaker from day one. Over 46 starts, he racked up 9 interceptions, 27 pass deflections, and 2 forced fumbles. The dude was a ball magnet, with a knack for being in the right place at the right time. At just 24 years old, he was hitting his prime, and you'd think a team desperate for defensive stability would have fought tooth and nail to keep him. Instead, the Giants let him hit free agency, and the Packers swooped in with a 4-year, $68 million deal. What did McKinney do? He balled out, starting all 17 games in 2024, snagging 8 interceptions, second most among safeties, and earning a first-team All-Pro nod. His 11 pass breakups on 30 targets gave him a league-high 36.7% ball hawking rate among players with at least 30 targets. An NFL coordinator called him one of the first safeties that can do it all, praising his high football IQ and ability to cover slot receivers. Meanwhile, we're sitting here wondering how we let a 24-year-old stud walk out the door. Now, let's talk about the other half of this free agency nightmare. Saquon Barkley. Giants Nation, we all felt the gut punch when Saquon signed with our bitter rivals, the Philadelphia Eagles. The NFL world couldn't stop raving about how brilliant Philly's move was, with ESPN's Jeremy Fowler reporting that Barkley was voted the league's top running back for 2025, earning all but one first-place vote in a poll of execs, coaches, and scouts. His 2024 season was historic. 2,504 rushing yards and 7 scrimmage touchdowns of 60-plus yards, the most in a single season ever. Saquon hit 20 miles per hour on 9 touchdown runs, showing off the speed and explosiveness that made him a Giants legend. And yet, here we are, watching him dominate in midnight green while our running back room leans on Tyrone Tracy Jr. and rookie Cam Scatterbo. Don't get me wrong, Tracy's a beast, with 839 rushing and 284 receiving yards as a rookie, joining Saquon as the only Giants rookies to break 1,000 scrimmage yards. But losing Barkley? That's a wound that's still fresh. So, what did the Giants do to try to fix this mess? Enter Jevon Holland, the safety they signed to a 3-year, $45.3 million deal to fill the void left by McKinney. Holland, a former Miami Dolphin, was a solid pickup. Bleacher Report gave the signing an A grade, noting that it allowed the Giants to focus on other needs in the draft. Holland's no slouch, with a career-high 96 tackles back in 2019 and a reputation for consistency. But let's be real, as good as Holland is, he's not McKinney. Fans and analysts alike are saying it. Losing both McKinney and Barkley in the same offseason was a devastating blow, one that could haunt the Giants for years. The secondary, bolstered by Holland and cornerback Paulson Adebo's $54 million signing, has potential to surprise in 2025, especially with young talents like Drew Phillips and Tyler Nubin stepping up. But the narrative around McKinney's departure is brutal. He went from very good in New York to elite in Green Bay, proving the power of joining a contender. Let's paint the picture of what this means for 2025. The Giants are heading into a season with a revamped roster, and there's some hope on the horizon. They signed Russell Wilson to a 1-year deal, bringing veteran leadership to a quarterback room that includes Jameis Winston and rookie Jackson Dart. The offense has weapons like tight end Theo Johnson, who averaged 3.6 catches for 43.2 yards over his final 5 games last season, and Tracy, who's poised for a breakout year. Defensively, Holland and Adebo join forces with stars like Kayvon Thibodeau, giving the Giants a chance to compete in a tough NFC East. But the shadow of McKinney and Barkley looms large. Every time Saquon breaks off a 60-yard touchdown for Philly or McKinney picks off a pass for Green Bay, it's a reminder of what could have been. Giants Nation, how do you feel about this? Are you still salty about losing McKinney and Barkley, or do you trust Schoen's vision to rebuild? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear from you. Now, let's talk strategy. The Giants front office knew they couldn't afford to dwell on the past, so they went all in on rebuilding the secondary. Signing Holland and Adebo was a clear signal. They're trying to patch up a unit that struggled in 2024, especially after Deonte Banks' sophomore slump and McKinney's departure. Pro Football Focus ranked the Giants secondary 24th heading into 2025, which stings, but there's optimism that Holland's versatility and Adebo's ball skills could turn things around. If young corners like Banks or Cor Dale Flott can step up, this unit might just surprise us. But here's the kicker. The Giants are also banking on their draft picks to fill the gaps. They took Darius Alexander in the 3rd round to bolster the defensive line, and Cam Skattebo in the 4th to add depth at running back. These rookies have big shoes to fill, but early reports from minicamp are promising. Skattebo's got that Saquon-like explosiveness, and Alexander's already turning heads. What do you think, Giants Nation? Can these new faces help us move past the pain of losing our stars? Let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture. The Giants' 2025 schedule is no joke, facing off against powerhouses like the Eagles, who are riding high with Barkley, and other contenders like the Cowboys and Commanders. The narrative around the team is mixed. Some analysts see them as a sleeper team, thanks to additions like Wilson and Holland, while others think the loss of McKinney and Barkley will hold them back. ESPN's NFL Nation blog quoted Holland talking about the team's Super Bowl aspirations, saying the new veterans are giving the Giants a blueprint to success. But the reality is, this team needs to prove it on the field. The offense, which ranked among the league's worst the past 2 seasons, is betting big on Wilson's experience and Tracy's emergence. Defensively, it's all about whether Holland and company can replicate McKinney's playmaking. Giants Nation, are you buying the hype, or are we in for another tough season? Let's get that debate going in the comments. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Was letting McKinney and Barkley go the right call? The Giants tried to lock Barkley into a long-term deal, but negotiations fell apart, and Schoen prioritized Daniel Jones' contract instead, a decision that's still divisive among fans. As for McKinney, letting a 24-year-old star hit free agency feels like a miscalculation, especially when you see him thriving in Green Bay. Posts on X are buzzing with praise for McKinney, with fans and analysts calling him the Packers' most impactful defensive addition. One post even noted that he's played 95 snaps as a deep safety without allowing a single receiving yard, racking up 3 interceptions early in 2024. That's the kind of production that could have transformed our defense. On the flip side, Schoen's moves to sign Holland and Adebo show he's not sitting still. The question is whether these new pieces can gel in time to make a playoff push. What's your take, Giants Nation? Did Schoen make the right call, or are we paying the price for letting our stars walk? Giants Nation, this is our time to rally. The 2025 season is a chance to show the NFL we're not defined by our mistakes. Yeah, losing McKinney and Barkley hurts, but we've got new blood, a new quarterback, and a fan base that bleeds blue. So, let's get loud in the comments. Tell me how you're feeling about this free agency drama. Are you Team Schoen, or are you still fuming about McKinney and Barkley? And who's your X Factor for this season? Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and share this video with every Giants fan you know. Let's build this community and show the world that Big Blue is back. Until next time, keep the faith, and let's go Giants!